The gods with golden bumps on their heads have fat hands, with all the Buddhas stepping on the clouds. They are going to pick up the moon princess, who was put in foster care on Earth, where people are frightened. The bow and arrow are about to open, but the next second the gem hasn't met them. It turned into a bouquet. The moon hasn't awakened yet, still in the mortal world in front of the ordinary splendor. Beautiful, she was attracted by the Jade Emperor, prepared to be called into the palace as a concubine. Father was glad to be called. Go to Liang quickly, said the good news. At some point, he is full of tears. The moment I've been waiting for is finally coming. But Liang looked indifferent after listening to it. He told his father, I don't want to go to the palace, but if my father wants to be promoted, then he is willing to go. When my father gets what he wants, I will end my life. Father was frightened. After all, he still loves children. I had no choice but to reject the Jade Emperor. However, to everyone's surprise, the rejected Jade Emperor not only didn't condemn them, instead, I became more curious about Liang. The masochistic constitution is stimulated. The Jade Emperor went to his home without telling Liang. Through the curtain, he was deeply attracted by his beautiful appearance. One couldn't resist. Unexpectedly rushed up directly. Hold her tight. Then I got up and dragged it back to the palace, but the next second, Liang was magically invisible. This caught the Jade Emperor off guard. In a panic, he had to go home bitterly. It was this unexpected skill trigger. Don't let the memories of past lives keep popping up. He found his parents, crying in their arms. Said his true identity. She used to be the moon princess in the sky. On the 15th of this month, the gods will take their own positions. Father froze. It all happened so suddenly. Let him have no psychological preparation. Since the day we picked it up in the bamboo forest, he has been working hard for the glorious happiness. But it's almost a success. He will fly away. At this point, Liang no longer hides it. He told his father. In fact, her happiness has always been the source of her own pain. It is also the cause of accelerating his return to the moon. The fairy's body cannot be occupied by mortals, but his feelings for the two old people are real and he doesn't want to leave them. As a parent, so is it. Hearing the child say this, my father immediately called his servants to discuss protection measures. He wants to change his fate. Stop the gods. August the 15th came as scheduled. The dark night was illuminated by the strong moonlight. At this time, Liang mansion was full of grass and trees. My father stayed at home with many guards and bows and arrows. Be ready for battle. Suddenly, the moonlight became more and more dazzling. A huge white cloud in the sky slowly approaches. The sky was gleaming with golden light. Buddhas come on clouds. When the sergeant saw this, he quickly waved the flag. The archers shot at each other quickly. The fat hand of the Buddha who took the lead lifted. The accompanying disciple played Brahma mute. The next second, the fast-shot bow and arrow turned into a shower of flowers. The music is euphemistic. The guards present were hypnotized one after another. Slowly passed out. The mother who stayed by Liang's side couldn't do anything about it. I can only watch the children being forcibly taken away. At this time, the splendor has lost consciousness. His glassy-eyed eyes have been erased from his memory. Just remember to put on the crown now. My father and mother were very sad, climbing up the clouds crying, calling my beloved daughter to feel the true feelings. Don't wake up suddenly. Looking at the parents who once doted on themselves, tears welled up in an instant. Look at the fairy just now coming. Can't wait to be covered with mud. It's euphemistically called getting out of this filthy world. Liang was extremely disgusted after listening to it. Get up and refute immediately. Regardless of sadness and joy, all the creatures in this land radiate their own brilliance. Birds and insects, flowers and plants, and human feelings. But before he could finish, the fairy covered the raincoat directly. Fao's memory was completely erased. Stand up slowly with a wooden expression. Let the fairy tidy it up. Then sit obediently beside Buddha. With the music playing, the fairy group stepped on the clouds and slowly disappeared into the vanity of the bright moon. Only my father and mother were left helpless and sad. The departed splendor restored the knowledge of God. It stands to reason that he has forgotten all his memories. I don't know why. Every time I look at the earth, his eyes are always inexplicably moist.